Rawteur, I just found out that Warner Brothers might have actually sabotaged The Matrix 4. And before you say, yeah, that movie sabotaged itself, hear me out. Because according to a lawsuit, Warner didn't just fumble this one. They might have sacrificed it on purpose to boost HBO Max. Now, while a lot of us walked away from The Matrix 4 saying, what the hell was that? And never watching it again, and half forgetting it even existed, behind the scenes, there was a full-blown corporate meltdown happening between Warner Brothers and the company that financed every Matrix movie before it. The company was called Village Roadshow. And that fight might actually explain why Resurrections felt like the glitchiest, most disconnected entry in the Matrix franchise. Now, for over 20 years, Warner Brothers and Village Roadshow had what looked like a perfect relationship. They'd made hits together: The Matrix, Ocean's 11, Joker, Practical Magic, right? Village Roadshow wasn't just a logo in the credits. They were the money. They co-financed, shared profits, and most importantly, held something called derivative rights. And that meant that if Warner wanted to make more sequels, prequels, spin-offs, animations, whatever, Village Roadshow had a legal seat at the table. But by the time The Matrix Resurrections came around, that partnership was falling apart. Warner was under new ownership, AT&T. The pandemic had shut theaters down, and the studio made a huge call. They wanted to release every 2021 film the same day on HBO Max and in theaters. So at the same time, I don't know if I butchered that, but you get what I'm trying to say. Village Roadshow says they weren't told beforehand. Right now, imagine finding out your $100 million movie is being dumped on streaming the same day it hits theaters. You'd be furious, especially if your profits are coming from ticket sales or however it was structured. I mean, clearly they were upset about it, so clearly their profit margins were highly dependent on the theatrical ticket sales. So yeah, they were pissed. Right? Now, that's what sparked their lawsuit. They accused Warner Brothers of sabotaging the movie's success and putting corporate goals ahead of creative ones, all to boost HBO Max numbers, right? And honestly, they're probably not wrong. Because look, I remember being hyped when The Matrix 4 was announced, right? It's The Matrix. I mean, you don't have to sell me or anyone else on that. Like the name does all of the marketing by itself. But when it dropped, I knew something was off. I mean, I streamed it. I remember streaming it on HBO Max. I definitely wasn't going to the movie theaters during the pandemic. But what I remember was, remember to clap the like button so that future updates hit your homepage first. Pausing it constantly, like I wasn't locked in. Like I was so easily distracted. I was on my phone. I was, talking to people in the house. I was doing a bunch of other things, right? And that's always my test. If I'm pausing a movie or TV show for that matter, is losing me. And I'm sure you can relate. And The Matrix Resurrection lost me fast. Like it didn't feel like The Matrix. It felt like a studio checklist. Like, yeah, let's just get this out there, right? And once you look at the timeline, it starts to make sense. Production got slammed by COVID shutdowns. The cast flew home. There were reports that Lana Wachowski almost walked away from the project completely. Jessica Henwick, who played Bugs, said the cast literally had to convince her to finish filming the movie. Now, when filming finally did resume in Berlin, Lana Wachowski shot the rest of it herself, meaning there was no second unit, which gave it that weird, intimate tone, but it slowed everything down. Then, right when the movie was done, Warner pushed the release date up to fit into that 2021 HBO Max rollout. So instead of the proper theatrical run, The Matrix 4 got tossed into this hybrid release during the pandemic where, as I said, the movie comes out on streaming and the theater at the same time. So obviously, the movie underperformed. Critics were divided, and so were fans like me. I mean, I'm sure you did too. You just kind of shrugged it off like, whatever, because it wasn't terrible per se. It was just wrong. Like the magic was gone. It didn't have that cyberpunk hacker feeling. The vibe was off, right? Right? Village Roadshow pointed to that exact thing. But Warner said, nah, you got to blame the market. And that argument went from boardroom whispers straight into courtroom filings. Now, that lawsuit hit in 2022, and it basically ended a 25-year partnership between the two companies. Now, by 2025, Village Roadshow was bankrupt. Their entire film library, including their share of the Matrix trilogy, went up for sale. And that's when Alcon Entertainment swooped in, and you might know a few of their movies. You might not know the name, but you're definitely familiar with Blade Runner 2049, The Expanse, Prisoners, right? They're the type of studio that actually respects the filmmaker. And the thing is, they've had a great relationship with Warner Brothers for years. No lawsuits, no drama, just clean collaborations. Now that Alcon owns the derivative rights that Village Roadshow used to have, which means that if Warner wants to make any new Matrix movies, sequels, spin-offs, whatever, Alcon's the company that's going to be sitting across the table now. And almost immediately after that deal was closed, Warner announced a brand new Matrix film from Drew Goddard, the guy behind The Martian and Cabin in the Woods, with Lana Wachowski back as executive producer. So yeah, if Village Roadshow's lawsuit is true, Warner Brothers sabotaged The Matrix 4. Maybe not creatively, but financially, for the sake of their streaming success of HBO Max. And that move didn't just wreck a partnership, it tanked The Matrix legacy. Like, when 5 comes out, it's going to be an uphill battle. People are going to say, why do we need another one? It flopped already. Like, they're going to doubt The Matrix 5. Right? Now, I do believe that it actually has a chance, right? Because there's not going to be any lawsuits. There's no pandemic chaos, right? There's no corporate tug of war between the theaters and the streaming. It's just going to be a solid partnership, right? A director who understands the tone and the structure of the movie, and a studio that might finally remember how to treat its biggest IP. And we might get back to that cyberpunk hacker vibe that we all know and love. That is the Matrix franchise. Now, I'm cautiously optimistic, right? Matrix 4 had potential, right? The whole, you were creating a video game the past 3, it was kind of like, there's something there, but it kind of did that whole, like, like when you watched, what was the name of that movie, that show that I always am upset at, Lost, and then you watch and you invest however many years into these seasons, and then at the end they're like, oh, well, guess what? That was all a dream. That was fake. That's kind of like what that did, The Matrix 4. And that, like, once I saw that, I was upset. I really was upset. But the movie itself, if you're just looking at it as a standalone project, it did have potential, but it collapsed under the weight of bad timing and business meddling, right? Matrix 5 could actually restore what we lost, because if we're being honest, the Matrix universe, everything's universe is now, the Matrix universe has a bunch of different ways that it can go, because let's not forget, the Animatrix introduced us to a bunch of characters and a bunch of stories outside of, Neo and Trinity and Morpheus. There's a lot more happening in the world than, with this group right here. Right? I mean, and of course we know that because once we got into, once we got to Zion, you saw that there were a bunch of other ships and a bunch of other crews out there having their own unique battles, right? So, I mean, hopefully we get back to that grit, that philosophical what is real edge that made the original untouchable? If the first movie changed cinema and the fourth one showed how business can ruin art, maybe the fifth is where the balance finally returns to the system. Because sometimes to fix the glitch, you've got to rewrite the code. Anyway, what do you think? Are you giving The Matrix 5 a chance, or did Resurrections kill your excitement for the Matrix franchise for good? Let me know below, and for more industry insights, check out this video right here.